I want to talk about when you would accept loads from Interflat Brokerage in the past prior to September 2024. How would they pay you?
I would bill them through, and they would pay me through a third party called Freight Flex FFS, and they would pay me within 24 hours, or they would charge a small fee.
Okay. And is that how you were going to be paid for the 6 loads from September 2024 that are the basis of this lawsuit?
No,
And why were you not going to be paid through this third party, the freight factoring specialist, for the September 2024 loads?
because I received an email. Continue. They were informing me they were no longer gonna be paid Interflets due to their late payment history.
Okay. I'd like to show you what's been previously admitted, I believe, as plaintiff's exhibit 3, which is number 18 on the exhibit on the case line. It's entitled
Which that will
Exhibit B.
prompt.
Mr. Gonzalez, can you see the document that's been pulled up?
Yes.
What are these emails and what do they say?
This is the email I received from my specialist of freight.
And what are these emails telling you?
That Interfleet Brokers is restricted due to late payments.
When did you first receive this email?
The first one I received April 29th, 2024, and the second one June 27th, 2024.
So approximately 4 months before, and then again 2 months before Interflat Brokerage asked you to transport the loads that are at issue in this lawsuit, you had received emails from a third-party company, freight factoring specialist, warning you that they would no longer buy accounts from Interflat Brokerage because Interflat Brokerage was taking too long to pay. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So fast forward to September 2024, why did you accept the loads if freight factoring specialists warned you about taking them?
I had a commercial relationship with them. They asked me for help. And I believed them when they told me they would pay me.
So for the September 2024 loads that are issued in this case, if you were not going to be paid by this third-party company, freight factoring specialist, what was the agreement that you had with Interflat Brokerage about how you were going to be paid?
I accepted the loads with the condition they would pay me through quick pay. Like that's to say they would pay me within 24 to 48 hours, the same time that my factoring company would take.
And did Interflat Brokerage agree to pay you within 24 to 48 hours for each of these 6 loads?
Correct.
And what happened when you invoiced Interflat Brokerage for each of the 6 loads that we're here for today?
After that, my drivers delivered the freight. My company sent an invoice for each one with the same amount, with a confirmation from the trucking company, from the brokerage. And they told me throughout 10 months, I never received payment, which made me file a lawsuit against them. in a small claims court.
Did Interflat Brokerage ever complain in any way about Brogo Transport's performance in delivering these 6 loads?
No,
Were there any issues or delays at all for any of the 6 loads?
negative,
Did Interflat Brokerage ever deny that they owed you the total of 15,900 for delivering these 6 loads?
no,
Did Interflat Brokerage ever give you any reason as to why they were refusing to pay you during the first 2 months after you invoiced them for these loads?
negative.
How would Brogo Transport and Interflat Brokerage communicate with respect to assigning loads and conducting work?
We had a WhatsApp group where employees from my company would be there, also employees from Interfleet Brokerage.
And in this WhatsApp group, was there ever any communications regarding the payment for these 6 loads that are at issue in this lawsuit?
Yes, correct.
And in those text messages, did Interflat Brokerage ever deny that they owed you the money?
Negative.
Based on these messages, did Interflat Brokerage ever dispute that they agreed to pay you via quick pay for these 6 loads?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Based on these messages, did Interflat Brokerage ever dispute that they agreed to pay you via quick pay for accepting these 6 loads?
No, it was the contrary. They told me the check would be ready in a couple of days or next week, but they were just going round and round and they never paid.
Did Interflat Brokerage ever give you any reason as to why they never made payment?
No,
Now, in transporting the cargo for these 6 loads, did your company use trailers from Interflat Brokerage?
correct.
How many trailers from Interflat Brokerage did your company use for these 6 loads?
Three, the rest were mine.
And of the 3 trailers that you used from Interflat Brokerage, are any still in your possession?
I returned one and 2 are in a yard that I rent.
Did you ever tell Interflat Brokerage that they could not pick up these 2 trailers that are in your possession?
No, on the contrary, I sent them an email asking them to come pick up their trailers and to go ahead and release payment to me, which is something that they did not do.
At this time, I'd like to pull up what is number 19 on the case line.
Court staff will prompt.
If you could just please scroll down just a tad. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, can you tell me what this is?
It's an email that I send them asking them to pick up their trailers and to go ahead and pick up the trailers and pay and stop by the office at 3133 Condit Drive.
It is the true and correct copy of the email you sent Interflat Brokerage regarding their trailers?
Yes,
Was this email sent and kept in the regular course of business?
correct.
Your Honor, I'd like to admit this as plaintiff's exhibit. I believe it's number 5, or excuse me, 4.
It's likely number 6. 1, 2, and 3 were admitted. 4 and 5 were introduced but not admitted. So I think this would be 6.
Okay.
Mr. Morris, there is a request to admit case center number 19 as plaintiff's exhibit 6. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibit case center 19, now plaintiff's exhibit 6 is admitted without objection.
Your Honor, just want to make sure that because I know that the text messages were not admitted, but I believe everything else has been admitted.
And is that a question for me?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, if we could pull up the exhibit 6 again, please, the email.
Court staff will prompt.
Mr. Gonzalez, can you read what this email says?
Good afternoon. Please pay in full at the office and remove the trailers once paid. Pay at the office 3133 Conde Drive, Laredo, Texas 78045. Any concerns, please contact me 956-774-6092.
Did Interflat Brokerage ever pick up their trailers?
No,
Did they ever contact you about picking up their trailers?
yes, they asked me for them in the October text, and in November, I received a letter from their lawyer asking for the release of the trailers.
What did you do when you received the letter from their attorney?
I filed a claim in the small claims court to get this matter resolved.
And was there ever a trial for the lawsuit that you filed in small claims court?
And yes,
And what was the result of that trial?
I won it against Interfleet. They paid me the full amount they owed me, $15,900 plus judicial costs for a total of $16,054. And I would release the traders once I receive payment.
And did you ever receive payment after the trial in small claims court?
No,
And is this why you're still in possession of the trailers today?
which was granted to me in small claims court.
Where are the trailers currently?
And the 613 Enterprise.
And have they been there the entire time?
Correct.
And are you claiming storage fees for storing these 2 trailers this entire time?
Yes,
And how much are you claiming in storage fees for Interflat Brokerage's trailers?
$38.99. $38.99 per trailer since September 20th.
It's $38.99 per day in storage fees.
Yes.
And is $38.99 in storage fees reasonable and customary for the industry?
Of course.
Are you claiming late fees on the total amount of $15,900 that you invoiced for transporting the 6 loads that is the basis of this lawsuit?
Correct.
And how much are you claiming in late fees?
$50 per day per invoice.
And what's the total amount?
¿Cuál es la cantidad total? It's $50 per day for invoices 1081, starting from September 10th, 2024. That's 638 days at $50. That's a total of $31,900. 1082 from September 11th, 2024. That is a total of 639 days, which equals $31,950. Invoice 1092, it's what's due September 16th, 2024. With a total of 633 days with $31,650. Invoice 1097 and 1098, the September 18th, that's a total of 631 days with $31,550. In total, we're claiming $190,500 in late fees.
Is $50 a day in late fees reasonable and customary for storage fees, or excuse me, for late fees in the trucking industry?
Correct, and it is low.
And that's on top of the 15,900 that they owe you, correct?
Correct.
In total, how much are you claiming?
With a 7.5 entrance since our last and a small claims court, those $1,400 in interest for a total of $17,400. I'm claiming $49,049 in storage fees, $190,500 for late payment. Ya nomás $10,000 in attorney fees, with a total of $266,883 in damages.
Mr. Gonzalez, would we be here today if Interflat Brokerage paid you your invoices in 2024 after your company transported their cargo to 6 different destinations?
No, if they would have paid my invoices totally, even if it would have been late, I would not have presented this lawsuit, but they never paid me for the work that my company did.
Did Interflat Brokerage's failure to pay cause your company hardship?
Of course, in reality, yes. We're still having problems.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Those are all my questions for now. I pass the witness.
Mr. Morris, any cross-examination questions for Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez. So I'm William Morris. I'm going to be asking you some questions. Generally, you'll be able to answer them with a yes or no. If you don't understand a question, just let me know and I can clarify. Okay.
Yes, that's fine.
And so my first question is, so you testified that you offered to return the trailers, but that was on the condition that your freight charges be paid, correct?
Correct.
And so those two trailers, at no point are you claiming they belong to Brogo, correct?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, the two trailers that haven't been returned, at no point is Brogo claiming that they belong to Brogo, correct?
No, but they have the value of the debt.
Okay. And so those trailers, so you use them to, go out and deliver these loads, one to Florida, some other places. And was it part of the work for you to return those trailers to Laredo?
No.
It
They
was
asked
not
to
part of the
deliver-
work.
They are,
Mhm,
did
go ahead.
ask to deliver from point A to point B and no other indications, no other orders.
Okay. So why did you return the trailers to Laredo then? Because you said they're in Laredo, right? You didn't leave them in Florida or, wherever these destinations were.
It was my freight was from point A to point B, and then I had to find my own freight to come back to Laredo.
Okay, so again, was it part of the work that Interfleet hired you to do? Was part of that work returning the trailers that they gave you, right? Not the freight itself, but the trailers.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. So they hired you to move this freight and included the trailers. It was not part of the agreement that these trailers be returned.
It was not part of the agreement, but they have to be returned because they do not belong to us.
Okay. I'd like to bring up, this is plaintiff's exhibit A. So in case line, it's it would be there 16. No, is 15.
Court staff will prompt case center 15.
And we could scroll to the second page, please. Okay, so this is a carrier confirmation. Can you confirm that you received this or Brogo received this before doing the shipment?
Normally, we received it before, but with the relationship that we have, we received it after we did the trip.
So you're okay. Then can we go now down to the next page, please? Okay, so here where it says payments and it says 30-day payments, what does that mean?
That they wanted to pay with a person that sent their rate confirmation, said 30 days, but it wasn't the deal that I made with the broker.
Okay. Can we go back to the first page? I think it's the first page of this exhibit A. Yes. Okay, so now this is your invoice. This is Brogo's invoice. And there under invoice details, do you see where it says terms and net 30?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. And then what is the term, what does that mean that it says net 30?
In reality, I do not know.
Okay, what about due date? So it says that the invoice is for September 10, but that the due date is October 10.
Yes, that's what the paper says.
Okay, so you're So this paper that Brogo produced says that the payment terms are net 30 and that the due date is October 10. And that's what the paper says then. Okay. Let's move forward then. So you said you brought these trailers back and they're in Laredo. When you brought them back from this work, did you park them immediately? So you did no other work, you just parked them immediately?
One of them was used.
Okay. So there's 3 trailers. You returned one and the other 2 you still have. So the one that you said it was in movement, which one of those was it? The one that was returned or the 2 that you still have?
What did you say about the last 2 trailers?
Yeah, so there's 3 trailers in total. One of them got returned. We're not, that one's not involved in this case. 2 of them you still have. And you said that one of the trailers, when you got back to Laredo, you still used it for some time. Okay, was it the one that you returned or is it one of the 2 that you still have that was being used?
It was used once and was one of them. One of the ones I did not return.
Okay. And so approximately when did these get parked? So this work was all done in September. Is it fair to say these were parked in September?
Yes.
Okay. And so why did you park them? They're not just why did you park them as soon as you got back? Why park them?
Because beginning it was because they had not given me any indication of delivery. The first trailer that was returned, it was because the operator came back with a freight. And that's what he did. He went to deliver it, but it was not under my orders.
Okay. So you stored them at a yard that you're paying rent on, correct?
Right now, I'm not paying because I don't have the money to pay.
Okay. And so at this yard, are you paying for like per parking space? Or are you just renting an area in general? Or what's the situation?
By space.
Okay. So you could have stopped these rent payments for these 2 trailers if you would have returned the trailers, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so just going back to we were talking about these trailers and whether it was part of the work that they needed to be returned. So just I'll keep the question simple. When you were hired to move the freight, and I'll use the Florida example, okay? Was it Brogo's understanding that it could have left the trailer in Florida and there would have been no consequences to that action?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. If Brogo would have left one of the trailers in Florida instead of bringing it back to Laredo, is that not any kind of was that not part of your agreement? Would that have violated your agreement with Interfleet?
I'm only paid to take it.
Okay. All right. Then I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anything on redirect, Mr. Barrera?
No, Judge.
Do you have any other witnesses, Mr. Barrera?
No, Judge.
Is that your case in chief?
Yes, it is, Judge.
All right, Mr. Morris, are you ready with your case in chief?
Yes, Your Honor.
And who is your first witness?
Jose Mata.
Mr. Mata, I'm gonna ask that you unmute your device. Mr. Mata, I don't think you were placed under oath. Do you require Spanish language interpretation?
Yes. But can I change my connection, like one on my laptop and one of the phone? Because I'm in the home now.
You have another device in the waiting room. Are you asking to switch those devices?
Yeah, please.
Court is admitting that other device and excluding this current one.
I'm ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Morris, proceed when ready.
Okay. So you can you see this Exhibit A?
Yes.
Okay. And if we could scroll just a little bit so you can see so what is in this exhibit here? What do you see? You can scroll to the next page as well.
I see the terms of pay.
Okay. And are these the true and correct
That is-
copies of?
That is
Sorry,
our
go
load
ahead.
confirmation and where it's going from and to where it's going.
Okay, thank you. So are these true and correct copies of the records kept in the regular course of Interflet's business made at or near the time of the acts, events and conditions?
Yes, correct.
Then, Your Honor, I'd like to move to admit our Exhibit A.
Any objection to admitting exhibit 1?
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted without objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. So if I could prompt that again, and if we could go to the second page there.
Court staff will prompt.
Okay, so here we have this the carrier confirmation, and this is issued. When is this issued? Well, I won't say when is this issued. When was this issued to Brogo?
It should have been delivered September 6th.
Okay, and if I'll point your attention
before.
to the pay breakdown, and it says there in the pay explanation, it says flat rate. Can you explain a little bit what that means?
I can't see it on the screen.
Okay, then I'll read it. So here in this carrier confirmation, it says pay breakdown. It says total pay 3,150, and it says pay explanation 3,150 for a Flete, Laredo, Texas, Jacksonville, Florida. Can you explain what flat rate means when Interflet puts that in a carrier confirmation?
That is a total payment without any accessories.
Okay.
That is a fee that Interfleet Brokerage is going to pay to the transportation company.
Okay. And so when these rates are calculated, do they change? Do you adjust them based on whether the carrier needs to borrow equipment or not?
Cuando Can you repeat the question?
Yes. So when Interflet puts this pay here, this flat rate, is it adjusted based on whether the carrier needs to borrow equipment or not?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. So this flat rate, is it adjusted depending on whether the carrier needs to borrow equipment or not?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And so this flat rate, it isn't broken out into the various line items like fuel or other expenses. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's a flat fee payment. Everything's included.
And in your experience, when a broker provides equipment to a carrier, do they expect it to be returned?
They have a contract, and then within the company, the equipment, the equipment has to be returned within 7 days.
Okay, thank you. And I'd like to prompt our case line 2.
Court staff will prompt.
And do you recognize this document?
Yes, correct. We issued it.
Okay. And is this a true and correct copy of this record kept in the regular course of Interflet's business and made at or near the time of the acts, events, and conditions?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I'd like to move to admit Exhibit B or Exhibit 2.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Case entered 2 is admitted without objection as defendants 2.
Thank you. Can you explain what this document is?
It's a request to have the trailer returned.
Okay,
that
and if we
belongs
could,
to Interfleet Transport.
okay, and if we could just scroll there so we can
And-
see, scroll to the next page, we can see it's a demand.
And
And
we
also
send
the
it to
third page.
Brogo Transport.
Thank you.
Gracias.
And that was gonna be my next question. Yes, so these were sent to Brogo. We could scroll to the next page. This we see there's so these demands were sent. So if I'd like to prompt our case line 3.
Court staff will prompt.
So can you tell me what this is?
It's a trip history for a trailer.
Thank you. And is this a true and correct copy of this record kept in the regular course of Interflet's business and made at or near the time of the acts, events, and conditions?
Yes.
Thank you.
Gracias.
I'd like to move to admit this Exhibit 3.
Any objection to admitting case enter 3 as defense exhibit 3?
No objections, Your Honor.
It's admitted without objection.
Thank you. Okay, so this is satellite data. Can you summarize what this satellite data is telling us?
It has a date, the location, what time it arrived to that place. And on the bottom, how it was changing locations.
Okay, so then this satellite data is for the trailers that Brogo had. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so if we could scroll down, so noting that at the top there's satellite data till the 21st, and there's satellite data from the 12th of October. So you had this satellite data, and you could see this equipment was moving. It wasn't parked. What stopped you from going and picking up this equipment if you had this satellite data?
We could not pick it up. That is correct.
And what stopped you?
We could not find the equipment.
Okay, so
We did not have the instruction from the transportation company to pick it up.
okay. And the satellite data stops in October. Do you have any idea why you didn't have satellite data after October?
We checked with the satellite. It was parked in a residential area in Laredo, and that was the last location we had.
Okay.
There was no more movement.
Okay, so
I don't know what happened to the satellite, if it was removed or I don't know.
okay, so to clarify, is it that there was no more satellite data after October, or is it that the satellite data stopped showing movement after October?
The satellite stopped showing the location.
Okay, so we don't know if Brogo moved the equipment after October.
That is correct.
Okay. Now I'd like to prompt our case line 4.
Court staff will prompt.
And we could scroll down a little on that. Thank you. So can you see this? Can you tell me what this is?
It's an invoice for yard space.
Okay, and is this a true and correct copy of this record kept in the regular course of Interflet's business made at or near the time of the acts, events, and conditions?
Yes, it's a copy.
I'd like to admit this exhibit 4.
Any objection to admitting case center 4 as defense exhibit 4?
No objections, Your Honor.
Defense 4 is admitted without objection.
Okay, so this invoice, this was Brogo attempting to charge you storage for storing these trailers?
Yes, that is correct.
And can we scroll up just a tad? Thank you. And the invoice dates and due dates here these are in September, correct?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. I'd like to prompt now case line 5. And can you tell us what this is?
It's a history of trip orders.
And is this a true and correct copy of these records kept in the regular course of Interflet's business and made at or near the time of the acts, events, and conditions?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay, can you kind of walk us through what we're seeing here? What are we looking at here?
Lo que estamos viendo, ¿nos puede explicar? It's the amount in yellow and the 2 different colors. It's an average of income per trip.
Okay, so this is revenue then,
trailer-
and that
the
that line.
trailers that were being used by Brogo.
Let me hear the interpretation once more.
¿Me puede repetir? It's $12,000 that we stopped earning because we had those trailers detained. Normally,
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
normally that would be the income those trailers would produce.
Okay, so then this chart here, what it's showing us is the revenue that these 2 trailers had been generating before they were detained by Brogo.
That is correct.
And so how much profit on average would you say that each piece of equipment was generating per day?
Per day,
Yes.
it's $400.
Is that for both pieces of equipment or for each piece of equipment?
For both of them.
Okay, thank you. And how much was the equipment worth at the time when Brogo did not return it? So this is September of 2024. How much was the equipment worth approximately, in your opinion?
It's approximately $23,000.
is that combined or per piece of equipment?
For each one of the trailers.
Thank you. With that, Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
That was direct examination of Mr. Mata. Anything on cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Mata.
Good morning.
Earlier, you testified that you did not have instruction from the transportation company to pick up the trailer. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I'd like to pull up what's case line number 19, previously admitted as plaintiff's exhibit 7.
So neither the judge nor the court coordinator have exhibit 7. We have plaintiffs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with the corresponding case center. What's the corresponding case center number?
It's case line is number 19.
That's not number 6.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
Plaintiff 6, court staff will prompt case center 19, which has been previously admitted as plaintiff 6.
Mr. Mata, do you see the email on the screen?
Yes, I can see it.
This is an email from Armando Gonzalez, the owner of Brogo Transport, dated September 11th, 2024. Can you please, you want me to read, or let me read the email and ask you a question. It reads, good afternoon, please pay in full at the office and remove trailers once paid. Pay at the office 3133 Conde Drive, Laredo, Texas 78045. Any concern, please contact me 956-774-6092. Do you see that?
Yes, I can see it.
Are these instructions to pick up the trailers?
Yes, correct.
So can you explain to me why you testified earlier that you did not have instructions from Brogo Transport on picking up the trailers?
I am not copied on that email.
Mr. Mata, in your experience, when a carrier accepts a load from a broker and transports that load, does the carrier expect to be paid?
Under the agreed terms, yes.
Is Interflat Brokerage still in business?
No, not currently.
When did they close down?
It's a financial situation for the company.
And when did Interflat Brokerage close down?
Approximately around March 2025.
Earlier, you testified that there was a financial situation with the company. Around this time, generally speaking, in September 2024, was Interflat Brokerage having trouble paying its carriers on time?
Can you repeat the question?
Around this time, generally speaking, in September of 2024, was Interflat Brokerage having trouble paying its carriers on time?
It's correct.
Are there any other instances that you know of where Interflat Brokerage failed to pay its carrier that transported a load assigned to it?
Can you repeat the question?
Are there any other instances in 2024 that you know of where Interflat Brokerage failed to pay a carrier it assigned a load to?
Yes, correct.
How many other times did Interflat Brokerage fail to pay a carrier for?
Sorry, just objection, Your Honor, relevance. We're getting into other carriers, other situations. I don't see the bearing here.
What is the relevance of other situations or other non-payments to the current one, Mr. Barrera?
Your Honor, it goes to Interflat's intention to assign a load that it never had any intention to pay for.
Overruled, Mr. Mata, you may answer.
Can you repeat the question?
How many other times did Interflat Brokerage fail to pay a carrier that provided transportation services for it in 2024?
I do not have the correct data, but I would say 3 or 4 other companies.
When Interflat Brokerage assigned the 6 loads that are at issue in this case to Brogo Transport, did they do so with the intent to not pay?
No, it was never done with the intention of not paying them.
If Interflat Brokerage intended to pay them, why did they not pay Brogo Transport?
We made a request, according to our contract, for him to return the trailers. The thing is that they went to pick up the trailers from our yard, and we were expecting that as they went to pick them up, they would go return them after the 7 days, after the 7 days stated in the contract we have with Brogo.
I'd like to pull up
And that did not happen.
what
We were waiting for them to return the trailer so we could proceed with payment.
I'd like to pull up what previously marked as Defendant's Exhibit 2.
Court staff will prompt case center 2, which has been admitted as defense 2.
You can please scroll down. To the second page, please. Right there, thank you. Mr. Mata, do you see the document on the screen?
Yes, correct.
And can you tell me what this document is?
It's a letter addressed to Brogo Transport. For him to return the trailers within the 10 days to our yard, to Interfleet's yard.
And according to this letter, who is the owner of the trailer?
Interfleet Transport.
That's different from Interflat Brokerage, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Is Interflat Transport a party to this lawsuit?
No,
Can you please scroll down to the next page? And then again, one more page, please. Right there, thank you. According to the documents on the screen right now for the other trailer that is at issue, who is the owner of that trailer?
CIA Internacional de Filamentos.
And is that company a party to this lawsuit?
No, it's not part of the lawsuit.
Thank you. Mr. Mata, is there any doubt in your mind that if Interflat Brokerage would have paid the agreed amount for the transportation services that Brogo Transport provided, that Brogo Transport would have returned the trailers?
Can you repeat the question?
Is there any doubt in your mind that if Interflat Brokerage would have paid the agreed amount of $15,900 for the 6 loads Brogo Transport transported, that Brogo Transport would have returned the 2 trailers?
There is an agreement of payment. They're usually paid for a service that they provided. We do proceed with payment.
And yet Brogo Transport was never paid, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. Those are all my questions for now.
Gracias. Sí.
That was cross-examination. Anything on redirect?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Mr. Mata, Interflat Brokerage, as counsel pointed out, in the letters you sent demanding return of equipment to Brogo, they mentioned 2 other companies. You remember?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. In the letters that you sent Brogo demanding return of the equipment, 2 other companies are mentioned. Do you remember that?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so those companies, Interfleet Transport and CIA Internacional de Fletamientos, are they affiliates of Interfleet Brokerage?
Yes, correct.
And Interfleet Brokerage, how did it obtain the legal possession of that equipment?
The trailers were borrowed from one company to the other so they can operate.
Okay, and was there any kind of agreement between these companies that allowed Interfleet Brokerage to use these trailers for their operations?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so under the terms of that agreement, then it was Interfleet Brokerage that had the right to possess these trailers and utilize them?
Yes, correct. Interfleet Brokerage.
Okay, and the use of equipment doesn't require a broker license, correct?
Correct.
That'll be all, Your Honor.
Any other questions for Mr. Mata, Mr. Barrera?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Morris, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Is that your case in chief?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Barrera and Mr. Morris, let me ask you both and each individually to provide closing statements with particular focus and emphasis on what your client is requesting and how that request is supported by the evidence and testimony before the court. Mr. Barrera, when ready, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm ready. Your Honor, this is the case that proves the saying, no good deed goes unpunished. I'd like to pull what was previously marked as, I believe it's Exhibit 5 on case line. It is number 18.
Case Center 18, I believe, is Plaintiff's 3. Court staff will prompt. I believe that starts at A136.
Your Honor, these are emails from a third-party company that they buy accounts and they pay transportation companies within 24 to 48 hours, and after which they charge the transportation company a small fee, after which the broker pays this company. And these are two emails, one dated April 29th, 2024, and the second date, if you could please scroll down a little bit more, please, to the second page. The second dated June 27th, 2024, and they both say the exact same thing. And this is approximately 4 months, and again, 2 months before the loads assigned that are at issue in this case were assigned. And they say, please do not haul any additional loads for the broker, as we will not be able to purchase them. And above that, they say, please be advised that the following broker has a restricted status, as they have a very past due load. Despite receiving both of these emails prior to accepting these loads, Brogo Transport still accepted 6 loads. And in doing so, Brogo Transport used their tractors. They traveled some total of 13,900 miles in transporting these loads. They expended $12,220 in fuel and in paying their drivers to transport these loads. And they did so because they wanted to help Interflat Brokerage, because they had a business relationship. And the only condition that Brogo Transport imposed prior to accepting these loads was that Interflat Brokerage pay in a manner consistent with quick pay, which means within 24 to 48 hours. These terms were agreed to by both parties. The amount to be paid for these transportation services were agreed to by both parties. And after Brogo did their part and delivered these 6 loads as far as New Jersey and Florida and other parts of the country, they got the proverbial runaround. They got next Friday, called back on Monday, called the accounting department, but they never got paid. Without any legal excuse, Interflat Brokerage failed to do what they promised to do when they assigned these 6 loads to Brogo Transport, which was to pay the agreed amount of total of $15,900. Once Interflat Brokerage realized that Brogo was still in possession of the 2 of the trailers that they used, they had their attorney send a demand letter to Brogo Transport, my client. And Brogo Transport did not hide. They did not give the runaround. They filed a lawsuit in small claims court to get guidance from a court and have a judge rule and resolve this matter. And they won in small claims court for the full amount of $15,900 plus court costs that the judge ordered Interflat Brokerage to pay. And upon payment, they were to return the 2 trailers. As we sit here today, payment has still not been made. Therefore, we are asking the court to award Brogo Transport $15,900 plus 7.5 interest that was ordered in small claims court. It's a total of $17,334, including the interest. $49,050 in storage fees for storing the 2 trailers this entire time. $190,500 in late fees, which is assessed at $50 a day for each of the invoices that have not been paid to date, and $10,000 in attorney's fees, for a total of $266,883 in damages. Thank you, Your Honor.
Same to you, Mr. Morris. Allow you some time to close with the emphasis and focus on what your client is requesting and what evidence and testimony supports that request. Proceed when ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. So if I could prompt the case line 19, I lost track of which exhibit this is of plaintiffs.
I believe that was plaintiff's 5 is number 19, begins at A138. Court staff will prompt.
Thank you. And so Your Honor, Brogo's testimony today, this email itself, where they say, please pay in full and remove trailers once paid, not before, not once paid, fully conditional. Everything we've seen today is that they took this equipment that belonged to, not to Brogo, right? They only had a temporary right to use this equipment to do this work. And once the job was over, they refused to hand over that equipment. Their reasons for keeping the equipment are irrelevant to the issue of conversion at law. But even taking all of their arguments, there's quick pay. Okay, well, we have written payment, we have written terms from both sides saying these were net 30. And there's these demands for quick payments, even assuming the work was completed, taking their argument that they could have left this equipment in New Jersey, they could have left it in Florida, they could have left it wherever. This, it's in our testimony that was only not only not part of the agreement, part of the agreement is returning the equipment, but also not customary when you hire a carrier for them to just leave the equipment wherever. We then saw evidence that they did bring the trailers back to Laredo, apparently out of, who knows, it wasn't part of the agreement, but they still brought it back to Laredo. And even though they said that they parked that equipment, we have satellite data of a whole month basically of use at least. We don't have satellite data afterwards. That satellite was disabled, but at least a month of them using this equipment. So this line of they're doing this out of the goodness of their hearts, but they're making everything conditional. They're using the equipment for their own purposes. They're charging storage fees. They're claiming storage fees for this whole period when those storage fees, as we saw, there could have been a stop to those. They could have returned the equipment and they would have incurred all of these charges this entire time. They were paying for their storage per space, right? It isn't as if they had to get special space for these. It was per space. They could have gotten rid of that. So on top of them being self-inflicted, it could have been stopped at any moment. They got the notices that this equipment needed to be returned. They ignored those notices, and yes, they went to JP court. They got a judgment, but that judgment, when it was appealed, was placed on hold. So any interest that could be charged as post-judgment interest there has been held back. It's not going to be available to them. And all of that's just to say, where am I going? We are not disputing the $15,900 of their freight charges. They moved the loads. We are disputing whether they ever completed the work by returning our equipment. And therefore, as they converted the equipment by keeping it with no legal justification, we are entitled to offset from those $15,900 our damages, which we saw are the lost revenue that it would have generated. And there was a mention of the brokerage not being in operation, but as we saw testimony, the brokerage not being in operation doesn't mean that you're completely out of the logistics business. That equipment could have still been put to use. There was no testimony that that entire line of businesses is out. It's strictly speaking the brokerage that operation. So to summarize then, Interfleet has a claim for lost profits, for lost revenue, because this equipment was held hostage this entire time. We have, and that should entitle us to an offset on the freight charges, on top of the attorney's fees for this dispute. And final note, they mentioned late fees on the invoices. There's no testimony, and there's nothing in the documents that were submitted that allows for a late fee. It's not a line item anywhere, and I haven't seen any, I haven't heard any argument, any testimony as to where the late fees would have come from, or the number that was given. Yes, it's that'll be all, Your Honor.
Jotting down notes as you all speak. All right, anything else for the record, Mr. Barrera or Mr. Morris?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
No, Judge.
Let me ask the clerk's office, or I guess I could ask each of you. Do each of you have proposed orders on file?
No, Judge, but I can prepare one and submit it by this afternoon.
All right, the orders are due, the proposed orders for each of your claims are due to the court honor before.
August 31st at 12 noon by submission.
That's just a benchmark for us so that it doesn't fall off our radars, but certainly if you can turn those in much sooner, the court will review those as soon as they come in. All right, Mr. Gonzalez and Mata, thank you for your testimony. This case has now concluded. The lawyers will now be presenting their proposed orders based on what they believe the evidence and testimony has shown. The court is likely to sign off on one, but much more likely to make modifications to one or the other if it isn't exactly what the court has seen and heard. The court wishes both of you and your respective businesses well. Mr. Barrera, Mr. Morris, anything else for the record before we conclude?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. This now concludes this docket held by video conference for Tuesday, August 18, 2026. The court wishes everyone a good day. Be safe,
Thank you,
please.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.